Agri Industrial Plastics is a family-owned plastic blow molding business that started in 1978. It was founded by Richard Smith. When he started the company, he only had one used blow molding machine and 4 employees. Slowly but surely, he made his way to the top, making his small business into a massive company. Now his daughter, a second-generation owner, is the president of the large and successful business Agri Industrial Plastics. They create a multitude of things, including traffic cones, fuel tanks, and even the food containers you see in some stores. They are a part of our everyday lives, even when we are not fully aware of it.
We make about 400 different products a year. So we make a lot of fuel tanks for non-automotive. So if you have a wave runner or an ATV or a snowmobile, we make a huge number of those tanks. So that's definitely every day. But from there, we make everything from a 10-foot slide that you might see on a playground to the orange barrels that you see on the side of the road. We make food storage containers that you would see at like a Whole Foods where they have the bulk storage.
The process of making the plastic is called blow molding. It makes the plastic pieces light and easy to use. The beginning of the blow molding process started in the 1880s and was more commonly used for the manufacturing of doll parts. In the 1930s through the 1940s, a company called Hartford Empire Company and then another company called the Plax Corporation decided to start blow molding plastic to create things like Christmas ornaments. The first blow molding machines do not resemble the kind of machines that are being used today. However, back then they were considered the best and the process was a very similar one to the way it is done now. The introduction of the substance called low-density polyethylene in the 1940s caused a rapid expansion in the blow molding industry. The first part of the process is the heating of the plastic that creates a hollow tube called a parison. Then the two halves of the mold are pressed together around the tube of plastic, which is then inflated to force the material to take the form of the desired shape.
It starts with raw material. Our plastic actually comes in little tiny clear pellets. And then at the machine we mix in the color. We can make any color in the rainbow and then some, and we have. So we add color at the machine and then it comes, again, hollow plastic, mold shuts, comes out, and then a lot of times there's a little bit of trimming to take the excess that I talked about that can then go back into the next part. Or we might do a full assembly. It might, like a fuel tank, we put on caps and hoses and fuel gauges. So it really depends on the product. The process of blow molding, which is what we do here at Agri, is actually a very clean process with very little waste. So any waste that we might have during the run or as we're producing parts actually gets ground up and goes right back in. So we recycle in line as we're making parts. Other than that, in order to be competitive, we're very focused on eliminating waste in general. So we don't want to use more electricity than we need. We don't want to use more any natural resources that we need to. And part of that's just maintaining our competitiveness, and part of that is obviously, again, we want to be good stewards of our environment and our community. So it kind of goes back to that. So, because our founder, Dick Smith, is longtime Fairfield native, if you want to call him that, and we're very, very, very connected to our community. It's a huge part of who we are. Not only are we worried about or focused on our own employees and their families, but we have contributed, whether it's time, volunteering on bank boards and economic development boards, and certainly when it comes to donating money, whether it's for a new park and rec center, whether it's for the Arts and Convention Center. These are all things that we believe in order for us to retain and recruit people, we have to be part of the community. We have to invest back in. So we definitely participate in a lot of different ways. We actually do a lot with the youth in our communities. and I would speak regionally, not just Fairfield, but whether it's Cardinal or Van Buren, Pekin. Anytime we get asked for a field trip, we're going to take that opportunity, because like the fact that you guys are going to find out like where we were located and what we do, because you've seen it and you have a better idea when you leave. We want that, because somewhere along the line our future workforce might know that we're here, and maybe they'll choose to come back, or maybe they'll live in Fairfield, whatever the case may be. So we do internships. So typically those are college age. We like them to have maybe 1 year of college, and then we'll, whatever their interest is. Again, we have all sorts of disciplines here. So this summer we have somebody who's an engineering student coming back to be an engineering intern. We have another person who's a general business major, and they're coming back to do an intern in our human resources department. So it's a great way for not only kids to learn about different jobs, but it's a great way for us to get to know kids as well. So yeah, we do a ton of that. I kind of grew up in this field of work. So my dad started the company in 1978. So I'm actually a second generation owner and president of the company. And so I started when I was a kid out on the assembly line, and from there on, I mean, it's exciting to see what he grew and created in the company. And for me, it's just exciting to continue that legacy and to build on it. On a broader level, I would give people the advice about working in manufacturing. Our company is a manufacturer, so we don't actually we do use plastic in what we make, but I would recommend manufacturing, again, because it's exciting and challenging. There's a lot of engineering and problem solving, and at the end of the day, it's really cool to make stuff. Well, obviously it depends on what job we're hiring for. Several of our staff, obviously have 4-year college degrees, if not more. When you talk about engineering and finance and accounting, that skill set is certainly important. What I really look for though when I hire is attitude and the willingness to learn. So whatever your educational background is, someday you're going to have to go get a job. Most of that will be on-the-job training, and you'll learn the job. We can teach the job, but what I need is somebody who is willing and able and just wants to be part of a team. So some of those things are hard to teach later. Work ethic, teamwork, all things that you guys are learning now. That's what I look for. And the favorite part about my job is the people that I work with. We have a great team here at Agri, and we're always taking on a new challenge, whether it's a new customer or a new product. So what we do changes every day, and it's exciting and fun. And you spend a lot of time at work, so if you like the people that you work with, it makes a huge difference.
After learning all of these interesting things, we decided Agri Plastics is a very successful and independent company.
It is eco-friendly, people-friendly, community-friendly, and most of all, works towards the betterment of our community and all of those who inhabit it.